The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Watching that, Barney!
Second down, Mayfield. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Landry, the intended target. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he'll take this inside the 30 to about the 29, maybe the 28-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Mahomes going to hand it off to Hunt. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 3rd and 10 now. Now Mahomes. And this is going to be incomplete. Jabril Peppers, a former first-round pick there on the coverage.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And he missed it. He missed it just wide of that left upright. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now. But the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the training staff takes a peek, we'll take a break. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Lynch. This is Johnson. He's got it. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Leopard! Leopard! Hey, check. 3 down.
Now Lynch on 1st down. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Now a play fake here on first down. Rolling to his right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
I think that interception happened for two reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
They'll begin the drive with Hunt. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. Back near his goal line. Here's Mahomes. Oh, he almost had the rare interception. The big fella couldn't hang on, though. Incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
21 yards. Well done on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. From midfield now, here's Lynch. Flushed out right. Room here to run. A good play there as the Browns strike for 16 and a 1st down. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced the ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
Detroit! Detroit! Watch it now, Barney!
Throwing here, Lynch on 1st down. And the Chiefs are going to get him. Justin Houston in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Reggie Ragland. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. He has been interception prone here in his rookie season. How patient can they be with him?
That is the key question, isn't it? A lot of it depends on the head coach, what type of defense you have, and just a general understanding of the makeup of him. But the bottom line is, you posed a great question. Are they at the stage where they've run out of pick?
Looking for Macklin, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. Macklin, the man he was looking for.
Partner, when you're playing cover 2, this is like a tag team for the safeties. Each of them gets a half-field responsibility. Their job, stay as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, read the football, and go make a play. In this case, the free safety made the best play, an interception.
And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down. Good opening quarter for him. Remember, he had the sack earlier. Now a tackle for loss, another tackle for loss.
He's really making it tough on the play caller, though, isn't he? Because it's one thing to try and adjust when a guy is disrupting your running game. But when he's messing up your passing game as well, they may have to devote at least a second guy to him to try and keep him away from their plays.
Space to maneuver at the 40. Just what the Browns needed there. Good for a gain of 17.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And this is going to be intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 11. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Michigan man, Jabril Peppers. And they're going to be set up in the red zone at the 15. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Reggie Ragland, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
It seemed like the situation was 2nd and a mile to go for a 1st down, which screams what? Throw the football. You got to pass in order to try and pick up that kind of yardage. But in this case, they ran a tendency breaker because the tendency is for defenses to be out there and be set up for a pass. So you break tendency now.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 2nd down.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1. On 3rd down, that's Hunt. A great effort there to shed the contact, and it helps him pick up the 1st. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. Mahomes now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. It's complete to Chris Conley. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Looked like the defense put pretty good pressure on him, but he's able to flush out to his right to try and evade people. On the run, had to get on his horse. Still accurately throws a nice pass for a 1st down.
Ace! Don't go! Green, 90! Green, 90!
And, Charles, this infraction is going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
The false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's got the hook up for the first time with a veteran, Jeremy Maclin. That one goes for 24 yards. Mahomes now on 1st down. And this is caught, Jeremy Maclin. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Jeremy Maclin, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And he puts it through. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. fielded about a yard deep. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb, and he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he's taken down. A Chiefs sack. Justin Houston in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year. Well, it was second long. Now it's third and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Mayfield looks to throw. And he's got his man. That's Landry. A big third down conversion with a gain of 28. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find out if you're great or not. Can you overcome some interceptions and still lead your team to victory?
That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. 2 minutes to play in a tightly contested first half. More from Cleveland after this. Now a second down throw for Mayfield. Being chased out left. And some room to work. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Now Mayfield. He's got his tight end, Njoku. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. Njoku pulls this one in. He's got it for a Cleveland touchdown. David Njoku, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to cash in for 6. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 14-7. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. An 11-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Chiefs first down. First down now, but that clock rolling. On first down, Mahomes. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Joe Schobert. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Macklin, the intended receiver. Charles, when plays like that work, it's a thing to behold, but sometimes we see why they're very deep in the playbook.
And how many times have we been at practice and heard all the other guys chirping about, you know, I used to be a quarterback in high school, I can do this. until it becomes a game situation. Not quite the same in many cases.
14 yards, and it's a Cleveland first down.
We don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
First down, Mayfield. Flush to his right. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. Mayfield to throw it. And that'll be incomplete. Trying to get it there to Martavis Bryant. That'll bring up second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Browns add 6 to their lead. And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his second extra point here in the first half. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned they're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Call it a gain of 5, and it'll make it second down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers.
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this down deep into Cleveland territory. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A first trip to the red zone for KC. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Throwing now is Mahomes. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And this one is no good. He missed it. So we have reached halftime here in Cleveland with the Browns on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Looking to throw is Mahomes, eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to let it go deep right sideline. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And incomplete here on 3rd down.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. They do go for it. It's Mahomes. And the Browns' pressure gets to him that time, and he's going to go down. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. Why we saw that field goal try a moment ago, I'll never understand. But as a result, this offense, they've got to be pumped. 1st and 10 in striking position already. Flushed out right. Able to shake him off. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
All right, here we go.
2nd down, Mayfield. This will be caught with about the 6. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 63 yards receiving for him now, and that last catch good enough for a 1st down.
Leopard! Leopard!
They come out here in the eye. They'll run for it with Hyde. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Mayfield now on 2nd down. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by the free safety, Eric Berry. And to the 12, that's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. Mahomes to throw on 2nd down. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a 1st down there. Mahomes going to throw. Caught. Kelce, left side. And he's able to get this one up to the 45-yard line. They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
Looking left side, that's caught by Macklin. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. Mahomes now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Joe Schobert able to get him for a loss of about 3. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Now here's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it. Sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. The Chiefs on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Mahomes. Hard throw, incomplete. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. And the kick by Butker is good. And that cuts into the deficit. It's now 20-10. So he was struggling a bit, misses a couple, then he bangs a really long one through.
And Brandon, doesn't it just figure? He'd had a few misses, as you noted, but his coach had confidence to run him back out there and let him bomb away from long distance. And this time, he puts it through.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Browns offense heading back out to take possession. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it?
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Back to the ground. This time it's high. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. The all-pro safety Eric Berry in on the stop.
Brandon, we talk all the time about those hybrid players, guys who can do more than one thing, and I think if you're playing strong safety in the NFL today, you are a true hybrid. Part linebacker, part cover guy.
And coming up, sticking his nose in the mess there and making a nice play defensively. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. Here's Thomas. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it's Chiefs football. 1st and 10. Out now the Chiefs offensive unit ready to do battle again. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted. And we can't do that.
Blitz coming and down he goes. Steve McClendon coming up the middle. Gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. They run with Hunt. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Chiefs with a football, but with work to do on the scoreboard. They trail as we start quarter number 4. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Play fake there to Hunt. Now Mahomes. Looking for Kelsey on the deep ball. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
He's going to rifle one deep left. Got his man. Complete. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the 1st. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 43. Now Mahomes on the bootleg. Flush to his right. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Demetrius Harris, the intended target. And it's second down. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those.
And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Myles Garrett. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Gonna need better protection here. Third and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Here's Mahomes to throw. And it's complete to Kelsey. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards. And in a two-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. Myles Garrett in there to pick up his second sack now of the afternoon. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now whistles and a flag down. Looked like one of the chief linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. From the gun, it's Mahomes. And his throw is incomplete.
Trying to get that one to his tight end, and they've been trying to get the ball to him, but as of yet, unable to successfully complete one. But you know there's usually a nice comfort zone in throwing to the tight end. Great sight lines, usually right in the middle of the field.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. He's going to dump this off to his running back, Hunt. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think.
Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. It's picked up. A live ball here, remember.
When that ball was snapped, they were counting on it being now a one-possession game. Instead, the block occurs. That changes the whole mindset for them. And if you're the guys who just blocked it, you're floating off the field right now. Big-time play.
Yeah, big-time play. Could have been a one-score game. Instead, it stays 2 scores. Here's Hyde as they begin on the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the 4th quarter, we see both teams hold up the 4 fingers, 4th quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the 4 fingers for 4-minute offense. And this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it. And let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 3rd down.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19. No, check. Patriot.
Throwing, Mayfield, and intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And he finds a man on a crossing route. And he takes us down deep into Cleveland territory. Give him 30 yards there. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go now.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
So a loss of 5, and it'll be 2nd down. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Here we go. Green 90. Green 90. Black 58 rail. Black 58.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Eluding the pressure right. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since. The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. They'll leave it for Hunt, complete. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. It's a gain of 5, and that'll bring up 4th down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now here's a defensive timeout called by the Chiefs, as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Lucky 56. Lucky 56. We got 3, fellas. We got 3. Detroit! Detroit!
Well, the lead late in the 4th, but Mayfield's going to throw it to the right side, and he's got Landry complete. Jarvis Landry. He's at the 40. Oh, and now he bowls him over. And he's going to be marked down deep into Kansas City territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 85 yards. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run high. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Carlos Hyde, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns add on to their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And that could be important as that makes this a 16-point lead. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
Gonzalez now to kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So now here are the Chiefs as their offense makes their way back out onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time. But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. On 1st down, Mahomes. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Mahomes now to throw. He's going to let it fly. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Throwing is Mahomes on third. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. So they took a shot there on third down, couldn't get it. Now it's fourth.
Try and get it all back with one big shot right there, but even if successful, that doesn't get them all the way back to where they need to be. Can't totally abandon throwing the ball underneath as well.
Now Mahomes got to have this one. And he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Emmanuel Ogbah in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. And, Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.
So for Cleveland, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Atlanta Falcons next week. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, the turnaround hasn't materialized as they fall to 2-7. And they'll be at home next week for a date with the Arizona Cardinals. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to